Greetings and salutations, Vault Dwellers. Today's April event is Alien Invasion. I ranked up enough finally to get the Cremator, so let's start by going through the perk cards that I'm using. First up, under Perception, I'm using Grenadier and Concentrated Fire, and my objective here is V.A.T.S targeting, of course, and better explosive damage. I don't know if the explosive damage carries over to the Cremator, but if it does, then great. If it doesn't, well, it doesn't hurt to have it. Under Intelligence, I've got Nerd Rage and Demolition Expert. Since I'm a bloody build, Nerd Rage is great for increasing damage across the board. And Demolition Expert, same thing as Grenadier, trying to do more explosive damage. In this case, my explosives will do 30% more damage. Under Agility, we've got Gun Fu and Adrenaline, and here we get into the actual V.A.T.S content. Gun Fu allows V.A.T.S to swap between targets, so I just connect with one, kill it, and it'll jump to the next one with increased chance for hits and increased damage. Adrenaline gives me a damage boost across the board. I've got 3 stars in that, and it'll stack up to 48%. And then under Luck, I have a bunch more V.A.T.S stuff, starting with Grim Reaper's Sprint, which will give any kill in V.A.T.S a 25% chance to restore all action points. In a battle like Alien Invasion or any of these ones where you're just mobbed with enemies, the value of having your AP go back up to 100% cannot be understated. Better Criticals gives me plus 50% damage on critical hits, and that, combined with 4-leaf Clover and Critical Savvy, means that I'm able to get critical hits almost every single time I fire my weapon. I kid you not. If you watch my videos where I'm using V.A.T.S, you see that I frequently just jump up into the air. It's because I hold down the critical button while I'm firing, because it's just always refilling, and therefore I'm able to do critical hits without having to pay attention to the thing. Except sometimes I jump in the air. So let's jump into the event, and you'll see all of this in action. But combined with the Cremator, you'll see that having extra V.A.T.S perks makes it behave a lot better. I'm able to start out with a 95% hit chance on any body part. Usually I target the head, because I figure if you take out the head, you'll do more damage and then taking out the torso. I don't know if that's actually true. But if you note that in this environment where there are a lot of obstacles, my hits are actually arcing around trees. So I'm able to target an enemy, move back into cover, fire, and it just still hits them. This is not the behavior that I was seeing under Noodle's account with just 0 V.A.T.S configuration whatsoever, where there I saw that hits were missing, they were overshooting. If the enemy moved sideways, they were going to where the enemy used to be. Whereas now, and it's not clear in this fight, but a number of times I've had the projectile actually move to track the target as the target moves. I wouldn't think that V.A.T.S would enable a weapon to do that. You think, this is more like a mortar, so it's firing up into the air and coming down on its target. There's nothing that would allow a projectile to change its path. You can see the effect of the V.A.T.S switching between targets once a target is dead. I really like that effect for something like this where I'm not even really sure how much damage is being done. You can also see in that blast right there, you had area effect damage where there were a bunch of them clustered together and I hit one and it just took out all of them. So I was saying, I don't keep track of how much damage I'm doing or when an enemy dies. This thing will also set them on fire and do damage over time, so there's a chance that they'll die before I even get the next round off, and it's nice to have V.A.T.S just automatically switching. It only does it to the next 2 targets, so yeah, I have to keep that in mind, and if I see V.A.T.S drop off, I just reconnect to it. If you watch my AP meter, you will see that sometimes it goes to 0, and sometimes it just fires back up to 100%. I always keep canned coffee on me for those times when it's at 0. So there you have it, kids. That was one battle with the alien invaders. The Cremator does excellently in a place like this, with or without V.A.T.S. My name is Oscapt, one half of Gamer Aviator. Keep enjoying the April weekend. Stay safe out there, Vault Dwellers.